Before the astronaut came the farmer. Before the space station came the field. Before the law, the written word, and the industrial revolution, an anonymous man and a savage seed germinated the first mass production. For most of a human existence, we did not build cities. There was no fixed address, no state, no registry, no schools. For millennia, we lived on the move. We followed the herds. We followed the rain. We followed the seasons. We followed survival. But then, the human timeline shifted. Instead of endless search for food, a new logic emerged, producing it. And when humans began to plant, they did not just change what they ate, they changed their relationship with the time, with the earth, and happens the rise of the first families. Because the soil created property, property became heritage, heritage perpetuated culture, and culture united people. The first sedentary farming communities emerged. A band of land rising from Mesopotamia up to the valleys of Tigris and Euphrates, crossing Syria and reaching the Mediterranean, what historians call the Fertile Crescent. But this story must be told right. Agriculture did not appear overnight. It was a slow cumulative process of observation, repetition, and adaptation. People who once gathered wild grains began to notice cycles. They saved the best seeds for the next harvest. They tamed animals. They built containers. The Great Revolution wasn't just technical, it was mental. It was the discovery that the future could be planned. Now, they couldn't rely on rain alone. They relied on irrigation. And here is the crucial detail. When agriculture depends on a human-controlled water, it had to be engineered. Canal, dike, trench, flood control, and drainage. When farming stabilizes, the greatest social shifts occurs. The surplus. When a community produces more than it consumes, everything changes. Not everyone has to spend all day looking for food. Some can plant, others can build, others can trade. But the surplus created another absolute necessity, the need to count. How many seeds were saved? How much grain is left over? How many animals in the herd? How much does each worker receive? Survival now depended on calculation. And from this practical need, math was born. But agriculture demanded more than counting grains. It demanded counting time. Planting too early wasted the seed. Planting too late brought starvation. So humanity looked at the sky. The sun, the moon, and the stars became references. From these dependencies of natural cycles came one of history's greatest ideas, the calendar. The calendar allowed humans to plan, to predict the harvest, organize and schedule events. Agriculture generated surplus. Surplus demanded accounting. Accounting strengthened math. Farming demanded foresight. Foresight built the calendar and astronomy. And all of these paved the way of the next massive leap: writing. Writing wasn't born to record poetry or heroic myths. It was born to the practical need of managing a complex economy. When a family invests labor into a field, the inevitable question arises: whose is this? Agriculture generated wealth, but it also generated legal disputes over that wealth. And with property came conflict. Conflict over land, water, borders. From this, law was born. Society became too complex for brute force alone. And what happens when you have land, a surplus, a culture, a family, and friends? There is a nation, and it must be defended. War becomes an structural part of life. A need for a professional army emerges, and taxation becomes the base of the state. Everyone pays for collective protection. The impact of this transformation is almost impossible to overstate. After agriculture, man reorders the landscape, moves earth, plans harvests, divides labor, produces written memory. Agriculture did not just feed bodies, it fed civilization. Remember, before the moon landing and before we reached the stars, there was the first harvest.